Hey guys, recently I created this ripple effect on my website. So if I click on any of these cards, there's going to be a ripple kind of effect. So and if you observe, like the ripple effect originates from wherever I am clicking on the card, at not any random position. So if I click from here, it originates from here, and if I click on here, it originates from here. And not only these cards, I also added the same ripple effect on these links as well. So I've also open sourced this project. So if you click on GitHub, it opens the source code in GitHub. And yeah, if you observe closely, if I click on any of the link, it actually has a ripple effect. So yeah, there's a ripple effect here also, like everywhere. Wherever we click, there will be a ripple effect. And I created this ripple effect, or I created this ripple effect as a reusable component, so I can use it, or rather wrap it around any component of my choice, and it's just going to work. So let's try to figure out how to create this ripple effect and what was my idea like. Okay, so here is the code. Let's open in localhost. Cool. So, uh, the basic idea of creating a ripple effect is so wherever I am clicking, I need to record the position of that, and the ripple is going to originate from this position. And so, what is this ripple? So, this ripple is just a div. So, I will show you what the ripple is. So, I will create the component. Let me just close the editors and with ripple. So I created a HOC, or a higher order component, which I'm calling with ripple. Let me see if I can fix these indentation issues. Yeah, so I created the higher order component with ripple, which is going to take in any component and do whatever it needs to do, Okay, so let's see what the ripple actually looks like. So here we don't have a ripple, so I create the ripple div, or the ripple element here. So in container, I have a span here. Yeah, span with the id ripple. So this span will actually look like a ripple when it is being rendered. And when I want to show a ripple, I think what I do is I will add a class to the ripple. So as you can see, ripple is document get element by id ripple. So here's the ripple here, and yeah, ripple dot classlist dot add styles dot ripple. So I'm going to add a ripple. I'm going to add a particular style to the ripple element, and then this effect is going to show. And once I am done with the animation, I'm going to remove this class. So let's go here and open the developer tools and then find something about ripple. So command F ripple. So yeah, this is our ripple, and let's see what happens to this ripple class when we click so ripple div, when ripple span, when we click on any element. So when I click here, okay, it's happening very fast, so we're not able to see. That's a bummer. So where was the ripple now? Ripple will actually shift position. So here is our ripple, and what I can do is, this timeout is 150. If I just increase it a bit longer, then yeah, I should see something. So let me refresh the page and find the ripple div, and let me click on this. So when I click on this ripple moves. So to find the ripple again, so the ripple is here now, and if you observe, there's a class attached to the ripple module ripple 3 or something. So because I'm using okay, so it expires, so let me revert this back. So since I'm using a CSS module system, so whatever classes I have, it's going to append some random text at the end so that the classes are new every time and we don't have class name collision in CSS. So that's a different topic actually, but yeah. So the basic idea of how, okay, so I was talking about a ripple. So let's discuss, okay, is this broken? Yeah, maybe this is broken. Okay, I have to fix that. Okay. Okay, so what is a ripple? So a ripple is basically a div which has border radius 50%. So let me show you the styles of the ripple. So a ripples, let's ignore the position, ignore the background. So ripple initially has opacity 1 and scale as 0. Scale as 0 means it won't be seen, and border radius 50%. So if you don't have a border radius 50%, it will not be a square, it will not be a circle, it will not look like a ripple which is circle, but more like a box which expands over time. So we don't want that. And let's ignore the animation also, sorry, seamless also, and then animation. So the ripple has to grow in size, right? Initially from nothing with width and height as 0, and then it should increase up to whatever distance it is. It may be x or 2x. So here I'm increasing distance to 2x, and while increasing distance or radius from x to 2x, I'm changing the opacity from 1 to 0. So while it is expanding, the opacity of the ripple decreases, which makes the ripple more transparent. Okay, so once we discussed the styles of a ripple, now let me tell you the architecture of this feature, because it's not like how you may be thinking. So one approach, the usual approach which I see for creating this ripple effect is to have this span attached with the element where you want to have a ripple effect. So let's say, let me do this one, I think. Can remove this one. Let's change the color to this color, red. Good. Okay, so let's say this is our target element and we want to have a ripple effect on this. So usual approach what I see is uh, people create a span or a div at the same level as this element. So let's say the span will be sitting here, and then when a click is registered on this element, the span will shift its position. Let's say the click is registered here, this span will shift its position, to this element, to this position, and then start the effect. Alright, but what if I want to make a ripple effect on this element as well? Well, in this case, let's see, in this case a span would also be created here, and same process will keep happening. So there will be event listener on this element and event listener on this element, and two spans, one span for this and one span for this, and for every other element what I want to have this ripple effect, there would be, each element would have its own span. So if you think of it now, there are a lot of spans going on, a lot of DOM elements which we have to create for this effect. So if you want to have the ripple effect all over the place, or all clickable elements, there may be a lot of them, and that's a wastage of the DOM nodes, because too many DOM nodes will lead to poor performance. So that's not good. And yeah, and another thing which I observed was for each of the implementation, there was no generic implementation. So uh, let's say this is a post component, right? This is a post component, and this is a, it's a link component. Oh, so difficult to draw here. The link component. So I had to create the same implementation of creating a span, having a event listener here in the post component, and also the link component. And later, if I want to attach to this component as well, then I would need to do for this component also. So this is not ideal, I thought, because ideally I would have like to have a component or something which I just plug into the components where I want to have this effect, and it's just going to work nicely and independently of anything else. So that's the reason I created the HOC wrapper. So what I did was, so this is a post component and this is a link component, right? A link component and post component. So what I did was I created a wrapper with ripple, which is going to be called as with ripple the post component. So with ripple is going to encompass this post component, and with ripple is going to encompass this link component, and include encompass this component. So these components can be built individually, but then with ripple is going to just wrap around these components. So that's why it's called a higher order component, and it's just going to work. Okay, so let's me pick up another color now. So the architecture, the method how this is going to work is, instead of creating each like a span and every uh, element or every container or every React element wherever we want to have this feature, I'm creating one span element somewhere in this page initially. So this just sits here with width and height as 0, and it's not visible to the user. And then whenever there's a click event on any of the container elements, let's say on the post element or the logo or the link, so whenever there's a click event on any of these elements, what this is going to do is this is going to find the position of the click, and then it's going to move this pen element from its position to the position where the click was registered. So that's why in the demo when I showed you, a span element was sitting in one position, and then when I hit a post, a ripple happened, and then the span was removed from its position. Well, the reason was it was shifted from this position to the target position, and then when the animation is done, it will just chill here. And then if I click on another post, and if I click on another post, it would move from this position to wherever the click registered. So yeah, so in this way we need not create too many spans or too many DOM nodes, but we can just use one DOM node and use in all the places, because at one time there's going to be one ripple. So this is the basic assumption which I took, there would be multiple ripples. And also one more assumption which I took was there was not going to be multiple ripples in one post also. So if there are multiple ripples, actually while we are clicking on a element, while we are clicking on an element, we cannot double click on the same element. So yeah, this was the design decision which I took, and I think this solution suits my use case. So yeah, so in the next video I'm going to show you exactly like how did I calculate the positions, the x coordinate, y coordinate, and yeah, basically the rest of the part. So yeah, I'll see you guys next time.